Hey, hello. How's it going, everybody? You may have noticed there's been a small gap in the daily uploads and that I am wearing a sling. If you didn't catch the last video, I did, in fact, separate my shoulder. The BMX airbag took me out. There isn't even any footage of it. I have a nice new bump on my shoulder. It's looking very, very cool right next to my collarbone scar from last year. The yearly incident has happened. We actually made it a little bit longer than a year this time, which is, give it up for me. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, pretty much all I can do right now is just hang out, wait for it to heal. I've been sitting on the beach, watching the waves, even though it's low tide right now and the waves are a half mile away from me. It's the thought that counts. Just being next to the water is healing, you know? Thankfully, that all happened about 5 weeks ago and I don't need this thing anymore. So we're gonna ditch that. We're gonna do a little test today. A shoulder test on the most gentle form of two-wheeled action that I have access to at the moment that you all have never seen before, the street motorcycle. This is a 2015 FZ07, one of my collarbone recovery purchases, and probably my favorite thing to do right now. But I figured instead of a normal update video, we'd go for a little ride. I'll tell you what happened. We'll look at some beach action, maybe go to some twisty roads, explore some flooded, insane areas that I don't know are actually rideable or not. Topics on the agenda for today. Number 1, what happened to your shoulder? Number 2, what are you going to do once your shoulder is healed? And number 3, I haven't quite figured that one out yet, but I should have an idea as the ride goes on. Let's go. Oh, I need gas. Darn it. Like I said, first move, we're going to explore the little beach loop and get into what exactly happened to me. This is my favorite little circle to do when I'm just trying to chill and, breathe a little bit. But the shoulder. If you remember, I was hanging out in California, doing quite a bit of riding, a lot of dirt bikes, a lot of BMX biking that was not recorded, and a lot of mountain biking that was not recorded. But basically, I went for a nice, fun BMX ride on someone's airbag. It's a nice, 5 or 6 foot kicker to a pretty normal looking airbag. The only thing was, I hadn't ridden an airbag in probably about a year, and it was about 115 degrees out. So the air in the airbag works a little bit different when it's that hot. We sessioned a little bit, got used to it, was doing my thing. And then I did a front flip, just like I would do any other front flip. Been riding a lot of real jumps, a lot of dirt jump front flipping going on. Popped up real nice, pointed down real nice, like I was gonna pump out of it and get speed for the next jump that wasn't actually there. And when I came down and went to my normal landing, the bag was a little bit softer than usual, so it kind of overcooked me, where a normal landing would have caught me and I could power out of it. I got bounced all the way, completely off the airbag, straight to my shoulder on the concrete. And I knew right when I hit, I was a little nervous that I actually broke my collarbone again, but once I got up, I realized my shoulder was separated. It's a really weird feeling. It kind of felt like it was dislocated, but I knew it wasn't. So yeah, immediately got off, was incredibly annoyed because I just ruined my Western mission. Booked a flight home right away, flew home 3 hours, stashed the van at my friend Derek's house, and went to the hospital in Connecticut about 12 hours later with no sleep. And from there, I've just been chilling for the most part. So when I eventually went to my follow-up, the emergency room kind of sorted everything out for the most part. They made sure I didn't mess my plate up or anything. But when I went to see my orthopedic surgeon guy, he said it was a stage 3 separation, which means the AC ligament that connects your... I probably should have researched this before I started chatting away. AC was pretty much completely gone. And then my CC, the one that connects your shoulder blade to your collarbone, that one was partially sprained, torn, whatever you want to say. Torn sounds more extreme, but technical term is a sprain. And he gave me 2 options. Option 1, to just rehab it normally, no surgery, no nothing. Option 2 wasn't really seeming like an option. He didn't really want to do it. But he said you could do surgery, where they would unscrew one of the screws in the plate in my shoulder, put wire or something through it, and tie my arm to my collarbone through the hole in my collarbone. But he said I should be good if I just let it chill, do some mellow rehab, Stage 3 and below usually comes back. There's 5 stages. Stage 5, really bad. 100% required surgery. Don't you back into me. So that's where we're at. It's been about 5 weeks. It's feeling a little looser. I've been doing my own mellow rehab since I have all the exercises from previous incidents. So far, so good. The hope is that it's only a couple more weeks. It's gonna have to only be a couple more weeks because I need to go get my van. Now it seems my other GoPro just died, so I'm gonna sort that out and I'm gonna switch over to some slightly faster, more interesting roads that may have been destroyed by floods, so I don't even know if I'm gonna ride them. But quick teleport, here we go. Topic number 2. What's happening next? My hope is to have a lot of mountain bike action coming up the next month or so. I'm gonna fly back to California and get my van, and then, ideally, as long as the shoulder is working, I'm gonna zip 20 hours north up to Whistler, which was the original plan, but it was delayed because of the incident. The goal is to get as much mountain biking in as possible before the end of September and before it gets too cold and rainy and gross up in the Great White North. Now after that, while we make our way up this beautiful, shrouded in trees river view, and I go into the other lane, I'm gonna head back east. We're gonna drive all the way from Whistler over to Pennsylvania for Day in the Dirt out east, I think is the name of it. Day in the Dirt, High Point Raceway. High Point is another national track that I haven't been to, and they've never done a Day in the Dirt up north and east until now. So I didn't want to miss that. Hopefully get some intense racing action and just have a grand old time, just like last time. That is where it ends. I don't know if I should go. They're going through. Should I do it? We're doing it. We're freaking moto vlog. Full moto vlog heads. It says Dunkin' Donuts is now open, so I'm just trying to get some Dunkin' Donuts. That's all. Oh, this is where I go extreme mountain bike training. Please don't arrest me, cops. I'm just curious what's going on. This area, maybe, I think it was 3 days ago, we got 15 inches of rain in one night, I'm pretty sure, one day. The footage from it, it looks fake. I've never seen anything like it around here. Yeah, roads were crumbling, bridges were getting blown out. Oh, there it is, the full closure. Oh, I'm so curious. I want to see the destruction. Dang it. Oh, this road is closed too. I can't read. Oh, it is really closed. Dang it. Okay, back to the topic at hand here. Actually, never mind. Let's hear the bike for a second. I don't know why the speedometer got blurry there for a second. That was weird. Okay, where was I? Day in the Dirt out east. It's gonna be a good time. If you aren't already planning to go, make some plans. Should be pretty sweet. Now beyond that, I don't really know what I'm gonna be doing. I think I want to go get my 250 and ride some South North Carolina tracks, get some nice clay rut action after all the dry California ramp jumping, get the track skills back up, which is something you'd think I'd do before I go to the races, but you know, it's whatever. And of course I'll be exploring all the skate parks and the mountain bike spots, because there is no shortage of that in the Carolinas as well. But yeah, that's my plan. That's what's going on, that's what's happening. There's some carnage for you. Oh my god. There was so much water, it like wore out the dang... It dug out underneath the road. Hopefully we don't collapse. Now, topic number 3. You're gonna need to give me a minute because I need to think some more. I've been focusing on not getting hit by drivers and figuring out what I'm gonna say. I'll take another turn into some windy road and I'll think of something.
A little bit of thinking later.
Don't hit me. Thank you. Nobody's there. Okay, thought of something. Number 3. Where did all this dirt bike action come from? And I guess what's my backstory on the dirt bikes? Because a lot of people ask me that. I give them the short answer. But I grew up riding maybe 4 to 12-ish at my local track, Milford Riders, where I recorded those 2 race videos on the old 125 and 250. Rest in peace, 125. It's somewhere up in northern Connecticut getting abused on a farm or something. But casual racing and riding when I was younger, and then it got too expensive. My parents got rid of the bike, and I became a BMX head. Coincidentally, they built a skate park a few miles from my house around the same time that I stopped riding moto, and kind of just transitioned into that. And then fast forward 10 years or so, when I was living at Camp Woodward over in Pennsylvania, I happened to have enough spare change to go marketplace hunting, and I found a really nice looking yellow plastic YZ125 that everybody thinks is a Suzuki. It was not a Suzuki. This way? I think this way. Yeah, I was able to ride maybe once every other month on that track that is hidden somewhere next to Woodward. And yeah, I got a real quick reintroduction to riding. Had to jump all those jumps. It's all documented. I got freaking every video from the first day that I started riding the bike. Then we got the trailer set up to the work truck Honda Civic. Started going to tracks, and yeah, that's how it's been for a while. But the last 2 years, I've really been burning some motos. Stacking some laps, working on the technique. Oh, that's a cop. I wasn't going too fast. I don't think. Okay, he's good. Yeah, that's that. But this last tour was all thanks to Mr. Tom Parsons. I would have never even sent it out to California, most likely, if he hadn't convinced me. Tom is the driving factor behind all the free ride stops, all the freestyle stunt hours, pretty much all the moto stuff that's been documented the last little while. So shout out to Tom Parsons. If you don't already follow him, check him out on Instagram. Yeah, that's the dirt bike story for the most part. Now the story with this, I've actually had it for about a year. I think I said that. I was going a little bit crazy at the end of my collarbone rehab. Oh, don't hit me, thank you. I was really going into some biking withdrawals. I couldn't really work out as hard as I wanted to, and couldn't run, couldn't use the assault bike, couldn't do anything. I was tweaking. That's where those green screen video inspiration came from. I was just losing my mind. Well, I like this section. So yeah, I was losing my mind, browsing Marketplace, found this up in New Hampshire. And keep in mind, it was very cold at the time, so New Hampshire was snowy. I didn't have a trailer. All I had was the Honda Civic and a Dream. So I went to U-Haul, rented a trailer, sent it up to New Hampshire. I obviously couldn't test ride the bike, so just trusted this guy, had him loaded on the trailer because I wasn't allowed to push because I had a broken collarbone, and then stashed it away until I could use my arm. And it's been pretty darn fun ever since. I never thought I was going to be a street motorcyclist just because of all the crazy people on the road, but I have learned that it is actually kind of fun paying attention to what everybody's doing and trying to ride safely and avoid any incident. It's an interesting kind of flow state. Oh, we're going to pick up the speeds here a little bit. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me. We'll do a quick rip though. Might save the talking. Woo! I hope that burning smell is the car in front of me. Dang, this person's ripping. What the heck? I mean, this person's going the speed limit. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, motorcycles are pretty fun. Actually, I just realized I skipped a part of the motorcycle story, or the street motorcycle story. There was actually a bike before this one, I had a little Z125. Basically a Honda Grom, but Kawasaki's version. And I got that during my leg rehab from when I broke my femur. It was another case of me going a little bit crazy because I couldn't do anything. But I figured it would be good rehab, number one, to walk around and do Uber Eats. And number two, it was going to be good for my wallet because I had no money and crazy hospital bills. So I sold some stuff on Marketplace, found Marketplace Z125, got a food bag, and started delivering on Uber Eats and walking around, getting my steps in, getting my leg worked in. It was actually pretty cool. But that was my first ever time on a street bike. I had to get my motorcycle license. Yeah, that was a good time. If anybody out there is ever bored and wants something semi-productive to do and lives near a city, get a little motorcycle and a big backpack, go deliver some Uber Eats. It was actually really fun. I would do it on this, but I feel kind of wasteful. I also can't put a backpack on right now, but I feel wasteful stopping and starting this bike because it's like a little more expensive wear and tear. The Z was literally 100 miles per gallon, little 125 motor, so I had no issues abusing that little thing, ripping around the city. Professional yapper. That's what I've become here. I don't know if I have much more to say. I was hoping this BMW was going to go a little bit faster than this through this section. That was going to be my segue, but he is going 10 miles under the speed limit. And just like that, we are back where we started. And we have waves now. So my intro wouldn't have been as awkward, but there's more people around. Thank you, Machine, for taking me on this journey, and thank you guys for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this yap session, I'd appreciate if you dropped a like. Shout out to Yamaha for creating this wonderful machine that I've been having a lot of fun and has saved my sanity. Make sure you always remember, horseshoe crabs are in species. Goodbye.